think it says we're live, and we are live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special, big up, shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver. Oh, this looks so. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, taxi driver, cab drivers. Shout out. My brain is scrambled this morning. I'm running like 100 miles per hour doing 10 things at once. I don't know how the shout out go already. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself, regardless of what your profession is. Shout out to you. I'm a bit under the weather this morning. I don't know if you can tell. My voice is kind of off. Um, so I'm dealing with that. Plus, I've been up since 2 a.m. Come I couldn't breathe. I couldn't. My nose was all stuffy and stuff. I've been doing bare mouth breathing. I know my audience is gonna come with all kinds of remedies right now, and I look forward to it. Drink a little Cersei tea and mash up some ginger in it. So I look forward to all the recommendations, right? You want some eucalyptus tea. It gonna remove the gas and it gonna remove the phlegm for half of your chest. I look forward to it. But yeah, I'm going through it. But this morning we got a couple of things to talk about, and we will do just that. The topics are as follows. Um, Lieutenant Stitchie is unresponsive after severe brain hemorrhage. I know some of you who are young buds, you probably don't know who Lieutenant Stitchie is, but most of us in here should know who Lieutenant Stitchie is. If you're 80s, 90s baby, you definitely know who Lieutenant Stitchie is. Lieutenant Stitchie is somebody that's prominent in the entertainment industry. We would call him one of the trailblazers, trendsetters, and he was probably the first to leave from a life of at the height of dancehall music and went to church. He was also a school teacher, right? He was also a school teacher. Matter of fact, he used to teach with my auntie. So he was also a school teacher as well. Brilliant guy, humble guy, and all these things. But life is lifing. So one of the things that we didn't say this morning is today is September 4th, 2024. And, you know, all praise is due to the Most High. We are happy to be here. Nobody feel like you control this, my friend. You don't control this, all right? Just live every day with gratitude and live every day giving praises and thanks. You understand? And try to be the best you that you can be, because I keep waking up. I don't know if this is probably a part of my mission. It's to just tell everybody and remind people every day that you don't control this. So a lot of the times while you in the middle of your foolishness and friggery, just remember, say, in like this fast, your whole world can change. You understand? You're up and you're riding high. Don't be looking down on nobody else and a poop on them, for lack of a better word. Because you know that riding high stuff, you ride high and then it's a long way down. That fall gets even harder. I'm just saying, you're not in control of any of this. You can do what you can, or you can try to take preventative measures. But I've seen people take all the preventative measures in the world. I see people eat healthy, them exercise regularly, them do everything, them live calm and balanced lives. Don't raise your voice above octave 10 because it disrupts your inner flow, and them live perfect life. Sickest people you ever see. They get hit with the worst sickness. You know what I mean? And then I see those smoke and drink and carry on. Me, I wonder when you are going dead. When are you going to die? I ain't lying. I go back to Jamaica a lot and I see a lot of people in the community still. Man still a puffing big tobacco, raw tobacco too. And still a drinking rum, him real nephew, and still a stagger about him business. He been doing that since I was a kid. I'm a big man now. And I'm like, when are you going to die? Because everybody else around you where do the healthy stuff, them dead and gone already, right? Or on their way out the door. So I'm saying, I say that to say this. You're not in control of this. So forget everything when man tell you, because man don't run this. Yeah, we're here for a little period of time, and it's all about what we can do with the time that we're given. Some of us are going to get long time. Some of us are going to get short time. We don't know who and we don't know when. That's the thing, right? So Lieutenant Stitchie is unresponsive. We're going to get into his story. There's a young man whose story I want to be magnified this morning because it speaks to what I've been speaking about for the longest. Like, on top of the brain draining and on top of everything else that's going on with us as a people from that particular small island, we our brightest minds are being murdered as well. And the story is kind of sad because, you know, this young man was super bright and he was on his way to collecting his university degree, becoming a graduate, you know, breaking generational curses and cycles. And he was gunned down recently. So we're going to talk about him and put some context to his story. So he isn't just another person who got shot and swept under the rug and, oh, well, you know, I saw the thing go, keep it moving kind of thing. Maybe we can learn something or teach something from his situation. That as well. And then yesterday we spoke about a fishing community in Montreal that was wiped out by Beryl. And I said that I wanted to help people like those, you know, in any which way we can. And we understand that, you know, some people out here on social media, I mean, I know social media is available for everybody. I say this over and over. It's available for the wise as well as for the fools. So you're going to see all kind of comments on social media. For a while, I was taken aback by the disrespectful comments and by the lies that people were trying to spread. But I realized that if you let those people stop you, that if you eventually become them. You know, that's another message to good people. Don't let bad people change you into being bad like them. That is actually their goal. Their goal is they know they're low. Them know so them low, you know, them know they're dirty. And they want to see you become like them. Instead of them watching you and emulating you and trying to elevate themselves, it's easier to drag down than it is to pull up. It's hard work to pull up. Hard work. And a lot of people don't want to do the hard work. That's the reason why a lot of people are the same way they are, and they'll get to the point in life where they're like, I do some mistake. Like me or don't like me. Take what you get, right? Because they're refusing to do the hard work to transition into, evolve into somebody better. So we can't keep on following them people here who spread these false rumors. In my talk about him ask for money figure do charity drive at Jamaica. Like I tell, I'm woman him want carry go on vacation. I'm woman him want buy nice things for. I guess asking for money to help people in Jamaica is the new way of scamming. That's one of the things that they put out there about us, right? So I had to do everything very transparent, put it all on video so everybody could see all the stuff laid out we purchased. Watch me pack the barrel, watch me send off the barrel them, these kind of things. And even when we do that, if you're going to do something good, just do it. Why you have a video camera there? Why also you do this for likes? You're not really doing it because, you know, so any which way you go, you can't win with the people them who are the skeptics and the criticizers and those who mean anybody, no, don't mean nobody no good, even their own people. One thing I will say though, before I say this is, ask yourself, though, look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, when you put efforts forth to destroy people who are willing to help people who are in need, and you discourage those people, do you know that the people who are in need are still in need? And are you going to fill that void? Because it's like me handing a loaf of bread to a hungry person, and you box on the loaf of bread. The hungry person is still there. They're still hungry. Are you going to replace that loaf of bread with another loaf of bread from yourself? If you're not, then you're a wicked, rotted person. That's what I'm trying to get through to my people. We have to elevate ourselves and start think better and do better, right? That's one of the conversations we had earlier this week with one of the callers that were calling in. We have to change our mindset as a people. And it starts with us and our mindset, right? So one of the things we're going to talk about also this morning is highlighting some good. And no, not because it's Vybz Kartel's son, but because it's in the line of what we've been talking about. I was watching their UTG Initiative Foundation in action yesterday, and I was like, wow, you know, like they're giving back a lot. They're giving back a lot, and they're helping in a time when the help is really, really needed. To see how these boys were raised and what they have become, like a pillar in their community, especially at such a young age. Them could have followed any other kind of company, But here they are, and they're doing great things. So we have to highlight the great things, because if they were doing bad things, we would have highlighted the bad things too, right? Right. So that's where we're at this morning with this live. We're not going to stay on too long. I'm trying to make it a solid 1 hour live and then get off and go rest my throat before my voice actually go all the way gone, and then I can't be on tomorrow. Kaz Robinson says karma is a bitch for those that hinder the meek and weak and vulnerable. Absolutely, and they're not seeing it. They're not seeing it. But let's get into Lieutenant Stitchie's story first. So Lieutenant Stitchie, soon as we say Lieutenant Stitchie, let me see one of his songs that come to mind. Young gal, wear your size. Young gal, wear your size. If you don't take Stitchie advice, girl, then you would get Lieutenant Stitchie. He probably has many other songs. Not probably. He does have many other songs. Um, he's one of those wordsmith kind of DJs, and you know, just a lot of stuff I could say about him as an artist. But veteran DJ Lieutenant Stitchie has been reportedly hospitalized in Kingston after suffering a debilitating stroke on Tuesday. You see, when we talk about you do everything right, the man say him leave dancehall, him gone to church, he's turning his life over to the Lord, him get baptized, recommitting himself. He's been doing God's work ever since, and him DJ only clean stuff. And that's why I was saying Lady Saw can do the same thing. She can still do dancehall because isn't the first. Lieutenant Stitchie paved the way first, right? And then others follow. Just clean up the lyrics, because dancehall don't have to be dirty per se. So if you want to be in dancehall, you don't have to just leave completely. You could have cleaned up the lyrics. It's him I was using as an example. David Rodney, his former manager, told the Jamaica Observer that the entertainer's family confirmed his hospitalization. Rodney, however, could not confirm the context of the illness. He said there's been talks that he suffered a stroke, but that's up to the doctors to determine. First, they said it was a hemorrhage, brain hemorrhage, and he was debilitated, unresponsive, and this is what's coming out. There's been no official statement from the medical team yet, is what his former manager said. Now, news that Stitchie was devastated by a severe brain hemorrhage did the social media rounds early on Tuesday, and his family has set up a GoFundMe account to raise money for his medical care. Rodney, who managed Stitchie's career from 1988 to 95, that's quite a bit of years, said that he last spoke to the 58-year-old toaster entertainer several weeks ago, and that he was upbeat about the new projects that they have in the works. Our observation, or our conversation rather, was about music, and he was eager to work on this new album, Rodney said. He said that he was aware of Stitchie having medical issues this year during a show in Canada already. We didn't know about that. Now, a former athlete and school teacher, Lieutenant Stitchie, whose real name is Cleve Lang, cut his medical teeth on the competitive sound system circuit in Spanish Town, his hometown, during the early 80s, alongside other aspiring artists such as Papa San. Papa San went to church too. Wickerman, Major Worries, them kind of foundational artists there. And in 1986, he got his mainstream breakthrough with the hilarious, here it is, Wear Your Size. Young gal, wear your size. Young gal, wear your size. Followed by the next one called Naughty Dread. You know, what's funny is good music really does outlast foolishness. Because I didn't read this article before starting this live this morning. And if you say, give me 2 Lieutenant Stitchie songs, and I say, I can't remember, start me off. And you say, wear your size. I can just come out and say, young girl, wear your size. Because that me used to walk around the house and sing. Back in them time there, I remember I know my grandparents, them yard, and them are strict Christian. So you can't sing no kind of secular music. I whisper under my breath. Young girl, wear your size. Young girl, wear your size. And the next one here is called Naughty Dread. Send that the dreadlocks off his face a type of living. When Babylon see him on the street, him nah left him. That one there, that's another one from Lieutenant Stitchie, which is another rib-tickling hit because he usually puts comedy into his music. He wasn't a slap DJ from get-go. He signed to Atlantic Records in 1988 and released 3 albums for that label, including the well-received Wild Jamaican Romances. In 1997, Lieutenant Stitchie became a born-again Christian. In 97, he became a born-again Christian and has since recorded a number of inspirational albums and songs. The GoFundMe appeal can be found at, and I will pin the link after this live is over, so whoever wants to be a part of that initiative can be a part of that. It says, "Dear family, friends, and well-wishers, we're reaching out to you during this incredibly challenging time. Our beloved Cleve, Lieutenant Stitchie Leng, a husband, father, and friend, has recently suffered a severe brain hemorrhage that has left him unresponsive. We urgently need you to join us to provide the help that is needed in a long-term care facility where he can receive rehabilitation care. Your donations will make a difference by bringing hope to Lieutenant Stitchie and his family during this difficult time." So the family is obviously thinking about putting him in a long-term care facility where he will be able to receive rehabilitational help, OT, occupational therapy, PT, physical therapy, those kind of things. And I can tell you that these kind of things makes a big difference after you have had one of these issues. Your generosity and prayers mean the world to us, and we are very grateful for your support to help cover the cost of his transfer, of his medical care, and of his living expenses in the long-term care facility. Every donation, no matter how small, will make a difference and bring hope to Cleve and his family during this difficult time. Please consider contributing to this campaign and sharing it with others who may also be able to help. Your generosity and your prayers mean the world to us, and we are deeply grateful for your support. Thanks in advance from the bottom of our hearts. And that's what's said on the GoFundMe concerning Lieutenant Stitchie. So according to his family, he is unresponsive and he's going to need a lot of help. I go back to saying, you don't control this. You don't control this, and you don't know what's coming. Shout out to my Auntie Maureen. That's my favorite aunt. Auntie Mar said, "You know, nephew, we all get a package, you know. Yeah, we all get a package from the creator. Yes, and you don't know what your package is going to be. And the longer you live and are around, the more likely you're going to get that package, kind of like say you're dead and drop out young and healthy. Your package is there. Some will be Alzheimer's, some will be dementia, some will be, heart attack, stroke, some will be whatever the case may be. But there's a package there. It's life, It's life, and this is life's journey. Remember, none of us will escape this alive, don't it? Not one of we here, smiling, laughing, joking, will get out of here and transition alive. That means we have to go through that passageway that's called death. But usually before death comes some form of suffering or some form of ailment or sickness that takes us into that realm that we call death, or that passage. Then, me not call it death, really, but I'm just using that word I call it transitioning. But I just use that word because that is what is more familiar to other people as well. So again, I will leave the GoFundMe information for Lieutenant Stitchie pinned at the top of the comments after this live is done, and it will be the first comment pinned there. For those of you, the 1 and 2, who might or will, then it'll be there for you, right? For the rest of you who normally just send out prayers because you don't want to send $1, just go and send out your prayers same way. See, I won't tell you don't send your prayers, but dollars work with prayers. It's like faith without works is dead. So you can wish that he's getting proper care all you want to, and you can pray about it all you want to, but until the money is there to make sure that it happens, more than likely it will not happen, right? That's where we're at with that. It's sad. Let me just say this quickly too. GoFundMe, I've said this before, GoFundMe was not established for, I don't know if you know it. GoFundMe was not established for people who say particularly got sick and wanted money to save themselves or to pay for their medical bills. GoFundMe was pretty much established for crowdfunding. That means if I have an idea and I said I want to open SouFLoTV restaurant in Florida, and I've been doing cooking videos all along, and I've gained an audience of hundreds of thousands of people, and they're like, "Yo, your food is banging. When you gonna open a restaurant?" Bing, light goes on. How do I start a restaurant when I don't have the money to start one? Ask your audience for the money. So you set up a GoFundMe, right? And then your audience would be like, man, I can't wait for you to open a restaurant. Here's $10. Here's $5. Here's $1. Here's 50 cents. Here's $20. Here's whatever you can give. And then when the money is accumulated, I would use that money to set that restaurant up. And then those audience will transition from being online to coming to my actual brick and mortar restaurant. That is what GoFundMe was all about. But luckily, GoFundMe it can be used for this too, right? So if you're stuck in your medical situation and it's going to cost more than you can afford, then you can reach out to GoFundMe as well. There are people out there who feel like people like Lieutenant Stitchie them. Him a DJ from back in the 80s. Them man, they don't have no money to take care of them medical bills. Them don't have no insurance in place. Them don't have no this and no that. I want you to remember something. The people who laid the foundation for what we enjoy today as dancehall music and reggae music, back in a for them time, the checks weren't that big. The checks were not that big. The young boy them where you see today, the Roger Wilds and the young boys you see today, the Skeng them and them boy they are clear some big check that the people who paved the way never dreamt of seeing one of those types of checks. You understand? So they were more like doing it for the love of doing it. And of course, it was also about being somebody progressive and productive. It was a career path. And it was a career path that you could afford to pay your bills off of and feed your family off of. But it wasn't no career path that you could stack great riches up off of. Look, if you look into the fraternity, it's not waste out them money. Stitchie left that kind of braggadocious life. First of all, he was never that kind of person. But if you want to say he left the braggadocious part of dancehall reggae music and went over to transitioning into his Christian life from 1997, way back when. So it's not like, there was supposed to be all this money piled up, sitting in the corner waiting for anything. Me an old-time DJ or some rich. If you look in the fraternity, most of the old-time DJs, they're not rich. They're nowhere near rich. They're regular. Their financial status is regular. Regular. Yeah. It's the newer DJs you see with all the flash. And they get paid big checks to do shows. They have all the hype. Their generation changed things. They have social media and all these other kind of things, and streaming and all that. So it's a different time. So please don't look at this like, me not help him, and then shouting out to the dancehall and reggae music fraternity as well. Y'all, a lot of you out there are doing pretty well for yourself. And you can reach out to your brother and help him out. I remember when the GoFundMe went up for Buju Banton's son, and people were like, Buju big Grammy winner, Buju have a whole heap of money, Buju supposed to care where GoFundMe I got for Buju. And within less than 24 hours that GoFundMe was taken down. You know what I think happened there? I think the family members who put the GoFundMe up never got in touch with Buju before they put the GoFundMe up. Or I think that Buju Banton's friends, because Buju well connected to some super rich people in the industry. So I think Buju Banton's friends were like, yo, Buju, snatch down that GoFundMe, bro. Yeah, we're not a roll like that. We got this. So I'm hoping that Lieutenant Stitchie is treated in the same manner. Somebody call him family, pool your resources together, because you're always bragging about your red bottoms that cost $500 a pair, and your $10,000 this, and your $50,000 that, And this carrier, when we just have imported, the carrier is an import foreign feature, you know. £180 this cost, you know, English pound. I hope some of you could actually be like, yo, me see what I go on with Stitchie. Snatch down the GoFundMe there. What was the goal of the GoFundMe? Okay, we have that. All right, see it. I hope it. I'm just hoping. I'm just hoping. I'm sowing a seed and hope the seed grow. You know what I mean? Kataja Empress says, look at the way they talk about Beanie Man. One time sister in who had cancer. Yes. Remember? Beanie Man's sister-in-law, Carlene's sister that had cancer, she passed away not too long ago. That's the same thing they were doing. They were beating the brakes off Beanie Man. Big Beanie Man, every time I see him is a Beamer and a Benz and in my travel and this and that. Come on, man, Beanie, you alone should have been able to pay for all that. I be trying to tell y'all, what you see ain't really what it is. I don't know. Our people see a Benz, a Beamer, a Audi, something newer, and they're like, yo, a whole heap of money I'm having up. I don't know why we equate money to cars. Because it's a lot of broke people out here driving a nice car. I'm just saying. There's a lot of broke people out here driving a nice car. It's a lot of people out here who are mainly just upkeeping of appearance and image because it goes with their career fields. But if you check their finances, they have very little and nothing. You know what I'm saying? So don't let it be that for you, where you're deterred from being helped because you think what you see is what it is. Because half of the time, more than half of the time, it's not what it is at all. Lady J says, Andre spoke about the GoFundMe on Monday, I think. Okay, Lady J. Me don't know why we need to know if Andre spoke about it, but or what good will that do for us. But you can go over to Andre and and see if you find or Lady J can provide us with the link and see if you find the GoFundMe over there. But I will post the GoFundMe where I said I would post it. Right? And big up to Andre, because I don't want nobody feel like say, oh God, we shouldn't say anybody else's name over here. I don't know, it's just a thing for me. I don't mention other people's names, so I mean, I like you mention them over here, and I'm not gonna bite corners about it. I've done covered stories on Andre before, and I don't mind sharing. I'm not that kind of person, but I mean, I like because some people get carried away and they start saying the wrong names and they know why they say the wrong names. You know, me and Andre don't have nothing. Big up to Andre. But there are other names out there that people drag come over here. And there's storm brewing in the background, if you don't understand what I say. You don't, how should I say it now? You don't give your somebody who has made theirself your enemy for no reason and is slandering you and you're not responding. You don't want people bringing them over here, but in putting them in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Right. So with that said, she made me laugh whenever I was in her presence. God rest her soul. Somebody said, true, they can't pay insurance or buy gas. And Stacy and William says, yes, SouFlo, please post it. Nandi says that makes sense. Naya TV says 100. Yeah, man, some of them just nasty and disrespectful and the kind of stuff they're over there saying. And I don't go over there. It's the same people that, but me know so I love mix up. And me love the mix up sometime too, but me just tired of that part there, the mix up. Yeah, so that's how I get them. SouFlo, you hear what saying, sister boy, yo? Boy, I'm calling some name. Hey, watch this. And it's in my inbox. So I'm going to open it now. I mean, I hear about my wife, this, I'm picking them, that, and I'm like, why is this person talking like this about me? I don't even know this person. I've never said anything bad about this person. And it's multiple of them. So, you know, refrain from the name thing. Anyhow, I guess it comes with the territory. So we ain't crying, right? Let me save this page real quick so I don't forget to put this up there. I hope technology is advanced one day quick when we can just do like this in the air, grab it and throw it on the screen, and then it's right there from this computer to this one, and it's right there. I don't know. We don't know what the future holds. He's a true musical genius. Yes, Lieutenant Stitchie is, and you got to go check out his work. Don't wait till another thing before we transition into the other topic. Don't wait till our greats have passed for us to give them their flowers. we tend to be a kind of people that are conditioned in this manner. When they're alive, we act like we don't see them. And then when they die, we act like we were their biggest fan, right? Oh my God, I'm dead. You send your best flower. We kind of do that in real life to our family members as well and our friends as well, right? Them show up at your funeral with the biggest bouquet of flowers. Them show up with the most prettiest this, everybody nicely dressed, you know, tears streaming down their face. That time you did sick for about 5 years before you're dead, you know. And you did a ask for help for the whole 5 years before you're dead, you know, and then put you in an expensive coffin and then make sure your gravesite nice and all this, and then them drop you in the ground and cover you. It's like you're happy that I'm dead. You're celebrating that I died. Cause you know all the money I you spend, so you could have did help me with it. I mean, probably would have still be alive, you know. Give me some more years. So you come spend all this now to put me in the ground. Eh? That's the sentiment. That's what I get from it. So give the giants them and the legends their flowers while they are alive. That's what I say. Right? That's all. Another fun fact about me that a lot of people don't know is that I hate name dropping, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Because we're talking about Lieutenant Stitchie. A family member of mine is Professor Nuts. I am related to Professor Nuts, and not distant family, but close family. I don't know if some of you knew that as well, but I'm related to Professor Nuts as well. Speaking of dancehall and reggae music, entertainment, and the people who are in the industry, Professor Nuts is my close family member. You know, so just throw that out there as well. And Lieutenant Stitchie taught with my auntie, who was a teacher as well, and she is now the director of a hospital in upstate New York. So real thing, may I tell you, and real people and real events and real life, right? All right. With that said, and I'm related to Jesus Christ, Kaitai Jai Empress said, we're all related to Jesus Christ. We're related to some more people, but I won't put them out there yet. I think those who've been following me for a long time know the other people that I'm related to as well. But my relation to these people don't big up my pocket or make my dollars grow, and it don't feed my children or nothing. I was just putting it out there. That's what that is. All right. Let's go to some good news real quick. So, little vibes before my phone run out of life and prosperity, because I heard the battery. Little vibes. I'm so proud. I am so proud. And at this moment, I have to again give my respects to Tanisha. Tanisha is Vybz Kartel's baby mother, the woman that had these children for him, and the woman that raised them in the decade and change that he was not around. And to see how these boys have turned out into stellar young men, you know, top earners for themselves, and stellar young men who are giving back in a major way. It makes me feel proud. So big up to Tanisha. You did a good job as a mommy. You never lose none of your youth them to the streets or to anything, all the other trappings that we see befall the people who are famous or have some money, and then them children just go the wrong way, you know. So here he is saying what he's saying, and then I'll get into the details of it.
Fun people, Adija Farmer, aka Little Vibes. Today, I represent for Uptown Gaza Initiative. I know that initiative is just a thing to give back to the society of Jamaica, but you know, firstly, we have to start in a Portmore. It's a great feeling that we can start here in Portmore, and you know, my family is blessed enough to can do this and you know be able to give back to the community, and it's a really great feeling because you know Portmore has a lot to do with my development, and you know today we just gave back some books, some pens, some pencils, as well as some paint of the school up it look nice, some cement as well, you know. So this initiative is going to be great.
Me sure me I'll get copyright infringement right there, so. Me sure. The The man say, yo, little vibes, little Addy.
A big initiative, Uptown Gaza initiative. So more everybody to get familiar with it. You know, December coming, out again. So just keep up with it.
All right. So that's him talking about the initiative as they are putting in the work. Me know me I get a copyright infringement for that because the music did overpower too long. But that's Kartel in the song talking to his son, you know. Him said, little vibes, little Addy, watch the road, pre everybody. Enough hypocrites out here don't like your daddy. Make sure hustling are your hobby. Nobody come mix up out here with gangs and guns and this and that and the other. And that song was made while he was in prison, speaking to his children through music. So we love them kind of thing, yeah. I love to see the positivity that goes along with it. Now, the writing, shout out to Dancehall Mag, says that Adija Ahim, Little Vibes Palmer, the eldest son of dancehall star Vybz Kartel, has donated essential supplies to 6 schools in Portmore through the UTG Initiative Foundation, which he co-founded with his little brother, Akil Little Addy Palmer, and Iko Don Palmer. Iko is the youngest brother. Iko is super smart and super quiet. It won't be hard to pick out who he is. But this effort marks the beginning of what the young entertainers hopes will be a sustained campaign to bolster educational institutions throughout the island's nation. We decided to give back to the schools because we know that most parents are struggling to cover school fees and buy supplies for the new term, is what Liquor Vibes said in that release right there. We thought to ourselves, what better way to help than to support the kids directly? Not with a prayer, but directly because we can. So the initial donation drive conducted on August 30th focused on providing materials that are crucial for enhancing the school's infrastructure and operational capabilities. The beneficiaries, including Waterford Primary and Infant School, Portsmouth Basic and Primary School, Waterford High School, Cumberland High School, and these schools received a range of items from school supplies to construction material and equipment. Paint over the school, make the school look nice, patch up the wall them where, you know, thing a break off and all these kind of things. Among the donated items were pens and pencils, paper, books, school bag, markers for students and teacher supplies, as well as cement, paint, blocks, the new bathroom fixtures that are needed to update the bathroom them in the school, addressing both immediate educational needs and the long-term needs of the facility itself. The Palmer's initiative reflects a growing trend among Caribbean artists who are leveraging their influence to affect positive change in their community. Lila Ike just did hers in Christiana. Christiana, my ends them there. And these are the things that I am hoping to be able to do as well. If the people them not stop spread rumors for me and actually get the people them to actually help and donate. You know what I mean? Then we could step out as a united front and make changes as well. Now, the Palmer's initiative reflects a growing trend among Caribbean artists who are leveraging their influence to affect positive change in their communities. There's a vlogger out there named Kino. Kimo does the same thing as a vlogger, and he has a super supportive audience who allows him to be able to do these types of things, right? It also highlights the critical needs facing Jamaica's education system, where many students and many schools struggle with inadequate facilities and limited resources. Of course, at this point, you want to say to yourself, Jamaica is not a poor country. The money is being used in a messed up way. In other words, make we cut the long talk short and don't try pretty up nothing. Politicians them thief off the whole of the money. So the schools are dilapidated, a lot of them, and the roads on the way to these schools full of pothole where you can jump in and fish out. And if your car drop in there, you need rescue from them. That's what we're talking about. But guess what? We've been crying and saying politician this, politician that for the longest, and we notice nothing is changing. So apparently, we're going to have to do for self instead of waiting for them to do for us. In the meantime, we hope that the people mindset changes when election time comes. So you remember who was in power and couldn't get the simple things done for you and know say they don't need to be in power anymore, and you switch your allegiance to somebody else and give somebody else a chance to see if these things can actually come to fruition for you, right? Instead of you did it, fight up yourself and vote for me a Labour right till me dead, me a PNP till me dead, and none of them not doing what they're supposed to do when they're in power for you. Anyway, back to this. He emphasized that this initiative was inspired by his father, Vybz Kartel, and his long-standing, often unpublicized philanthropic efforts. Now, a lot of people don't know this because Kartel himself, remember, I know Kartel come from no social media generation. Social media bust not too long ago. But of course, he's making use of it because that's the person he is up to the time. But his children are following in his footsteps in a positive way, right? Giving back and never forgetting where you come from. And the more you get is the more you can give back, kind of thing. Some people hoard all their riches and then go show off for other people who don't have not even half of what they have. There's no joy in that. So don't ever forget where you come from. Kartel always been that. And a lot of people don't understand that this is why a lot of people love that guy like crazy, because even within their constituency, he does more for them than the government or governing bodies, elected bodies are doing. That's why them try to label him as a Don. That's why them try to class him as somebody who are run the place round there and gangster. Anytime you, and that's another thing about Jamaica, anytime you rise to a position in life where you are in a position now to fix up a whole community and you have a voice now, so you can say, yo, my youth, no bring that round here. I don't want to see that round here again. All right, yo, grab 12 of them youth from over there, so come over here, so make we help fix up here, so and build up the wall around that little school here and go in that school and see what the school need. Them don't have no computer. Here what? We're going to put a computer room in there because computer age now, the youth them in the community need to be familiar with a computer inside and out. So put a computer center in there, put 6 computer in there, put the youth them in there. Anytime you start moving like that, you're done. You unlock the place. And for some reason, I think it's because the government themselves, they're shamed. They are ashamed because they're getting put to shame by citizens. Citizens are doing what they are supposed to be doing. And the citizens them know say you have the money to do it. And you're not doing it. So when they show it to the people, government not care about we, So we have to go care about ourselves. Them say, we can't have him a spread that the kind of message there. I done. Yeah, see how him get up the 12 youth them from over there. So remember, him never get up the 12 youth them and say, come, we go commit crime, The 12 youth them, if you go through the community and say, yo, I'm a G, that I'm a boss, that and a man. So them say, yo, him is a done. And him send them go commit crime. And it's not so the story goes. That's why I keep telling people, stop following certain narratives that are put out there and get to know the truth, how the place actually really run for true, right? If you ask about, people will tell you that under Vybz Kartel, a whole heap of youth go school fee paid, uniform bought, books paid for, kept kids in school, keep even food on people table, and them house bills paid, and these kind of things. So to see him here still doing it, but even here's the big part, the big kicker. Even while Vybz Kartel was incarcerated, his initiative was still active. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you this. His initiative was still active and still given in this manner. So now his children have picked up and started their own initiative to run alongside his initiative. It gets no better than this, man. This is what you call leading by example, right? He said that we started in Portmore because that's where we're from. The idea for this initiative came from watching my father. He's been doing things like this for years, just not always in the public's eye. And we're continuing that legacy by giving back to our community. And I like to say, big up to Little Vybz, big up to Little Addy. We watched you guys grow from your early days till now, right? You from them just start, from they were so tiny till now. And we are super proud. We're super proud. And we still shout out Shorty as well for her role in making sure that these children stayed on track and became productive, progressive members of society. But not only that, they not just make it a little bit, they are thriving in a manner that they're able to give back so much, right? And continuously give back so much and lead by example as well. So I think the legacy is in safe hands, and I'm super proud of them for being this and for doing this. And y'all can go look it up, just like you have the Bounty Killer Foundation, and we shout out Bounty all the time. Just like you had Buju trying to do the same thing, but they wouldn't give it to him in Jamaica because them said Buju, you know, him did have that in him background, whatever. And then you have Leela IK who does the same thing. Quite a few people. UTG Initiative Foundation is what it's called. UTG Initiative Foundation. And if you don't know what UTG means, it means Uptown Gaza. You know, you have downtown, yeah, ghetto people something, and then you have uptown. So cartel something at downtown. Downtown, yeah, ghetto, cause that's where him come from. And then, but him children them, and them not celebrate no ghetto because they are born into riches, and them father make sure it's set like that for them, right? Them not come walk foot, them come drive Benz and Bimmer. Them not come and them not come beg nobody for nothing. They are set up already to be progressive and successful in life, and an uptown for them thing there. So UTG stands for Uptown Gaza. UTG Initiative Foundation. Look it up. And they will be doing another drive again in December. So stay on top of that and look out for that as well. Big up to the youth. That make me super proud. On to our next topic though for the morning. This young man right here. This is kind of a, not kind of, it is a sad story. How should I lead into this story now? We'll try to balance the positive with the negative. So we talk about Lieutenant Stitchie, and I'll post his information, and that is kind of a somber kind of a topic. And then we went into the UTG initiative, Uptown Gaza, that's a positive thing. And then now we're going to go into our last topic for the morning, which is a University of West Indies student who was known as a high achiever. He was murdered before he could collect his degree. If you look at the icon this morning for this video, you will see Keanu Watson. He is the brother, the tall brother in the striped champion shirt, red, blue, yellow, something champion shirt to the far right of the icon for this morning. The Buffalo Soldier says you don't have to be a don to be a good steward to your community. LeBron James and others have done the same, and they don't run the block. They just give back as they remember where they come from. The difference there is, my friend, the Buffalo Soldiers, is that is America. And what we are talking about is Jamaica. And Jamaica run a different way from America. And that's what I want a lot of people to understand too. Even before, now that you've said that, even before getting into, listen, speaking about wanting people to understand how Jamaica run. Remember, I've told y'all before, I said, I used to be one of the people them that used to say, I remember I left Jamaica a long time from a little. Even though I've stayed in touch with my culture and stayed in touch with Jamaica, you would think, say, I left Jamaica big. But I left when I was little. Now check it. I come to realize that, boy, SouFLo, you have to go put your foot in the people them shoes for really understand. You know? Because you're there saying stuff that people are hitting me on the inbox and they're saying, boy, SouFLo, I understand what you say still, but I don't think you really know what I go on. So you have to, like, drop in at the place, come see what I go on, or link up with you, I could show you what I go on, blah, blah, blah. So after I saw what was going on and I fully understand now, my narrative has changed over the years. So some people are saying I'm a criminal supporter, a gunman friend, him a gunman himself, and all these things about me, which ain't true. It's not true at all. I'm a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. I do believe in and advocate for self-defense, and I do believe in and advocate for keeping a firearm on me or around me at all times. Because I just like shoot it out in case I have to go defend my life. right? But I don't advocate for no damn criminal and criminality or criminal mindset. So when we were saying to the people, them, work with the police, call the police and tell them what you saw and all that, it was hard for me to explain to people who live in so-called first world countries where if you pick up the phone and dial 911 or 119 or whatever you dial, police at your door in a second. It was hard for those people to see what it is I was saying because I was trying to give you the reality in Jamaica. I tell you stuff like police station close 7, 8, and 9 o'clock at night time. So anything happen around there, so good luck. No response till tomorrow, right? You live in a place where police responds 24/7. You don't know what it's like to live in a place where nobody now respond till tomorrow. Your house catch on fire, you better find a way to put that out because fire department not responding and that go burn down flat. You live in a place where the fire department is close by and you dial emergency and they're there with big hoses hosing down to save some of your belongings. You talk to the police and the police can take care of you and protect your family and don't say who did what and go after the criminals and catch them and clean up your community. You can put up cameras and all these things and nobody says anything. You talk about Jamaica where in a certain place the people then put up camera, gunman shoot out them camera there. Or if you put up the camera unseen, remember I know, people are putting everything on social media. So when a man now who is a gunman see a footage of himself walking in his own community, he must say blood clot. Me know which part of the camera they're there. So next thing you know, the individual that owns that property is gone down. Yo, take down the Rasclad camera, dog. I am man on camera, blah, blah, blah. A different kind of scene, my friend. Them afraid to talk to police because so much police in a corruption. You don't know who is a gang member / police. You don't know who is a hitman for a Don or a gang member or who is a government hitman sanctioned. You don't know who is who. So you got to tell somebody sometime and you end up dead. All you was trying to do was clean up your neighborhood. So once you start to understand how the difference is between where you're at versus how Jamaica run, then you will be like, yeah, LeBron James and them, they give back and nobody considers them to be a Don or anything. That's a Jamaica versus America. Two totally different patati, two totally different pata soup. A bubble this up, right? That's how the place goes. And once we know that, then we could have more empathy for the people and the condition that they're in. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. So when you hear a man say, yo, life rough round here, you know, you take it just like that. Because in some place it really rough round there for true. Yeah. All right. Kaita Joy Empress says it's my second amendment right. Somebody say, I wonder if that has a foundation. That says I shouldn't call her name, so I'm not going to call her name anymore. But I don't know if she has a foundation either. She does have a heavy presence on social media speaking about everything, so it would be fitting for her to have a foundation. I don't know if she has one or not. I can go look it up, you know, or you can go look it up since I'm not allowed to speak about her. But enough love to her same way. So the University of West Indies high achiever murdered before he could collect his degree. His name is Keanu Watson, and his dreams to take his family, especially his mother, out of the inner city were shattered. The 23-year-old was the youngest of 3 children for his mother, Sandra Blair, but he was the first person in his family to attend university. On Sunday, when he received his status letter from the University of the West Indies that he had met the requirements of fulfilling his degree and he would be graduating coming this October, he sent a screenshot to Blair and reminded her of his promise. He sent a screenshot to his mommy and he reminded her of his promise. Mommy, I gotta do my best in a school, I get my education, and I gotta become somebody big enough. And watch me, I gotta take you out of that place and put you in a somewhere nice. Unfortunately, the Allentown, Kingston resident will never fulfill this promise because he was cut down in a hail of bullets standing outside of his gate on Dams Road on Monday. Monday gone. Blair was consumed with grief when she was visited by news reporters from the Star and other media houses. But it's through the Star. Popsy is his nickname. You know, the whole we have nickname, or most of we have nickname. So she call him Popsy. Remember, I know he's our youngest of three this. Your wash belly, your baby. Call him Popsy. She said Popsy wasn't just my son. In my heart. Me feel like me I got dead. I can't explain it. It was all about me and him. We shared a bond. I'm never afraid to disclose nothing at all to me. Right now, me broke up in a million pieces, she said. According to a report from the Constabulary Communication Network, about 7:45 p.m., him, Watson, and another man, they were standing along the roadway when they were pounced upon by gunmen who shot them several times. Just there your gate, I turn up a chill. One man pull up, shot them several times. Police transported both of them to the hospital, but he did not make it. He was pronounced dead. The injured man who was shot up alongside him, he remains in the hospital. The shooting incident was actually captured on a TikTok live video in which the gunmen were seen firing mercilessly at both men. Blair said that Watson studied international relations and psychology, and that is what he was going to get his degree in, international relations and psychology. She stated that she had to bun up her belly to ensure that she received his tertiary education after he graduated from St. George's College in 2017 with a total of 16 CSEC and CAPE subjects. A brainiac, a little bright youth. You know, back of the class, no subject was a trending. Me and my dunce brethren them was a trending thing for quite a while. And I think me and Shakira was just talking about this, like, I can't believe so we reach a place now where people proudly say me dunce, I'm proud. Back of the class, we have no subject. Me and my dunce charging them. And I remember one time gone where that was so embarrassing that even the dunce children did not want to be called dunce. People would have fight you in a school, you know, man. If you call somebody dunce, it was like saying suck your mother. It was a fighting word, right? If you can't fight them, you fling all two big stone after them and run. That's how embarrassing dunce was. So I've lived long enough now to see it reverse to where people say they're proud to be dunce. And the back of the class, no subject dunce. He told me not to borrow any student loan to send him to college because he wanted to take me out of the ghetto. Him say, if him could pay back student loan, it would have taken forever for him to achieve his dream. Me beg, me borrow, and when him do work and travel, him save him money from work and travel, and him help pay off him student tuition them. You know the program that they have where as a US student you can go abroad. And my mom did it when she had a restaurant open right here in Florida and took students from Jamaica to work at her restaurant throughout the summertime. And they go home with a nice paycheck, you know what I mean? A nice sum of money where you would see them start shopping like the week before them go back to Jamaica. They make sure them save this amount and buy up this and that. They're going to need a couple pair of shoes and so on and so forth. It was just a good thing to behold, you know? Let's take a call real quick. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning, family. How you doing?
First time I hear? Sure.
All right, we're live. Talk to us now.
So, in regards to the boy, I'm hearing back myself in the phone.
Because you need to turn down whatever it is you're watching us on. Just turn it all the way down.
Okay, sorry, so
all right, talk to us.
So I'm still hearing. I turned it off, but I'm still hearing. I turned it off completely.
All right, there's something with your connection then. You have us on speaker or Bluetooth.
Okay, hello?
Yes, you have us
I
on.
do everything that I tell, but anyway, never mind.
Okay.
It is so confusing. So the little boy that from UAE, I feel so bad. And the reason why it hurted me so much, I have to be careful what I'm saying because I don't want anyone to recognize me talking. So
Mm-hmm.
I had two kids at university at once. They
Mm-hmm.
weren't twin, but they were like a year
Close.
apart. And one of them, he was very, very brilliant at UWE. And he did not get to graduate from UWE. And it was monetary wise why he didn't get to graduate.
Why didn't
He
he get to
said to me,
graduate?
I don't want to stay there. I said, why? And he tried to explain stuff to me. Anyway, he left the island, and everybody keep asking for him, how is he doing, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is this, we need to talk to our children, stop put our business on social media. People not supposed to know our business. They're not to know the next move because we're too envy, bad mind, control. Why are we like that?
That's sad though, isn't it though?
I'm telling you right now, I'm devastated. When I look at the young man, he reminds me of one of my son. As a mother of 6 kids, I'm urged. I'm
That
telling you, I'm really urged.
that's
Really,
sad.
really
That's
urged.
sad. That's sad that we have sunk so low as a society that we can't even celebrate our wins in front of each other. That is the reality of what it is. But a long time this a go on, Because
Well,
remember how them used to tell we say if you fly out, don't tell nobody.
exactly.
Right. I remember our grandparents them used to tell us that don't eat from nobody because
I
then we
eat from
poison you and
anybody.
then we obey you and all kind
Mm,
of something.
but, I am just going to share this, and I hope the listener can understand and take something from this.
Mm-hmm.
My dad always tell me that when anyone give you anything, whether food or not, take it.
Mm-hmm.
You get food, you take it, and you can throw it away because the thing is, this, they will they will use other tragedy to get to you.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I went to in Florida. I was in Florida working, and a lady called me on the phone and said, I want to bring some breakfast for you. I said, okay. And she bring the breakfast and I threw it away. And the lady found out that I didn't eat the food. And you know what she did? She went in the fridge and put something in my food. And I
Rotten.
blessed the food. I blessed the food before I ate it. And when I ate the food, everything that I ate came out back in a circle. And she realized that I still didn't get hurt by the food because but you have to bless your food before you eat it. The
Mm.
word of God, I'm going to wrap it up now. The
Mm-hmm.
word of God in Isaiah 54, verse 17 said that no weapon, hallelujah to your name,
Mm.
no weapon that form against us shall prosper.
Mm.
And in a tongue, hallelujah, that speaketh evil against thee must condemn.
Mm.
Let me tell you, brother, you see the word of God, it is very powerful. You see the olive oil that you get consecrate and use on your children, it is powerful. Tell anybody that I tell you, because I'm telling you from experience. None of my kids have never leave out to go to school, and I don't use consecrated olive oil on them.
Mm.
That is my 2 cents on the topic. God bless you. And the rest are listeners.
All right, my
Pick
sister.
up yourself.
Have a good one. Big up yourself. All right. Well, I know how I feel about them something there already. No disrespect, and I don't knock nobody. And I told y'all before, I was raised like that anyway. So, and you know what? I prefer have something to hold on to than be out here blowing in the wind and have no foundation, right? Right. Because you have to start somewhere and start from a foundation. I don't knock people's beliefs, and it works for them, and it works for them, and it works for a lot of other people as well, right? So she said he told me not to borrow any student loan to send him to college because he wanted to take me out of the ghetto And him say if him pay back the student loan, then it's gonna take him forever to achieve this dream. So me beg and me borrow, and when him do work and him do go travel and work, him pay off all of the money them and travel and work and help to pay. Sometimes I just $1,000 him get to go Yui. And him would make a sandwich and him carry him sandwich and him never complain. In the status letter, the University of the West Indies congratulated him on achieving this major milestone. I was so pleased to inform you that your certificate will be ready for collection as of September 2nd of 2024. Wow. Today is September 4th. The poor youth dead days before he could collect because graduation is November or October, right? But he could have picked up his certificate, his degree already. The letter said, we're pleased to inform you that your certificate will be ready for collection as of September 2nd of 2024. Having studied at the Mona campus, University of the West Indies, Watson was directed to collect his certificate at the examinations section using valid government-issued identification. Watson was described as a humble and well-mannered individual. Blair said that she told Watson to get some fresh air outside because he was stuffy and achy like I am now. And she said, go stand up outside and get some fresh air. And I saw him stand up outside and get some fresh air. Damn. When me hear the shot them, me never know say him even out there yet. Come just tell him, go stand up outside and get some fresh air. So my granddaughter come and she tell me, say, Popsy get shot. So me go and me peep on the wall and me see him body. And me couldn't go out the gate. Because anyhow me did go out there to fully look at him, it would have been two bodies. Because I wouldn't come out there alive, she said. So she couldn't even go out there to look at her son. And this is how the article ended. Now, boy, Popsy, may I close this video off this morning by saying this. Oftentimes, us as people with these types of platforms, we highlight negative things. And truthfully, because we realize that our audience members find that more entertaining and they gravitate towards that. So the youth them who are coming from adverse circumstances but are determined to make it out, because it ain't where you start, is where you're heading and at which part you're going to end up. So Popsy was one of them youth you know that was determined, and his mother was determined. Notice you don't hear nothing about no father in the picture. And one of the things that drive me to be an example myself. And yes, me I mentioned Vybz Kartel because another one. Like when I ramp with deadbeat daddy, when a friend boy we don't take care of them youth them. Even if you're not with the woman, you're supposed to present in the youth life, right? A mother shouldn't have bun up belly and talk about, oh, she alone have to go do it and try to put the children picnic through school and all this. Now, I don't know their circumstances. I don't know if the father did, and that's how she ended up without the father or anything like that. But we've seen these too many times, right? Now, without going off on that, let's get back on track. Highlighting the negative stories, yeah. All fun and games, fine and good. But we often forget youths like Popsy them, right? We often forget these youths who stand firm under great pressure and great adversity. Keanu Watson, otherwise called Popsy, determined to change the trajectory of his family's life, not just for better himself, not just for come out of which part him there, because gunshot a bust around here and people are dead around here and it's not safe around here. But I'm going to use my God-given intellectual abilities and get us up out of this, mommy. You see how life set up? That's why I'm telling you, say, wake up every day, man, and act like you're grateful You know, control this. We started out this morning with Lt Stitichie. We're in it with Popsy. Look at the turn of fate. Popsy ready for graduate. Outside, listen to his mother as a big youth. Mommy say go outside, go catch some fresh air, cause you're stuffy and stuff, and you complain now you're stuffy. Alright, now go outside, go catch some fresh air. If mommy this time make a cup of tea and drink it, him probably would have made the cup of tea and drink it, cause mommy says so. You know what that means to me? At theme age, is somebody that respect his mom, respect her words, and follow through on her instructions even when they're small. That's somebody to be honored. The letter from the University of West Indies says his degree was ready to be picked up. Just bring your government ID any day starting September 2nd. Today is September rotted 4th. The brother dead a couple days ago. After I received that letter. Shout out to the youth them who have to fight their way up out of. A lot of people don't understand your struggle and your pain. A lot of people don't understand your reality. That's why we here, we don't care if they want to call it criminal support or all this. We're trying to bridge the gap so people actually understand that there's a reality here happening in this beautiful island that a lot of us like to romanticize and glamorize. Because Jamaica nice, right? And if you look at the tourist picture, they make beautiful. But I keep on bringing you back to the reality of a lot of our youths them. In that same paradise there is hell on earth for them. Don't ever forget that. Popsy, Keanu Watson, we salute you, bro. You did well. You did great. You did super great. The time was cut short, and only the Almighty knows why. With that said, manners and respect to each and every one of you tuning in this morning. If you're a person that's a praying person and you believe in prayer and you believe in whatever you believe in, keep on believing in that. Your relationship with the Almighty Creator is your relationship with the Almighty Creator. No matter what nobody else wants to say. You understand? All right. Because I know some people laugh when the lady come on just now and say what she said. But if it's not your thing, it's just not your thing. If you want to pray to a fruit tree, that's your business. If you think the cow is an Almighty God, then that's your business. If the rain is God for you and the sky and the sun and the moon and not the person who created all of them, is your business. But allow people to indulge in what it is that gives them strength to stand in situations like these. Because enough of it right now, if we have to look over a wall and say, one of our own picnic, shut up, dead. Just like the woman said, we probably would have collapsed and too. You understand? Right there, sir. People, keep a praying spirit. Go with God. Be good. Best you that you can be. And I'll catch you tomorrow morning right here on Morning Thoughts. God spare my life. I'm out. Somebody says there are GoFundMe for the deceased. There was no GoFundMe information put up, but I will reach out. I have the Lt Stitichie GoFundMe info right here, which I will post right after this live. But I will reach out and try to get some information about Popsy and see what we can do if there's a way for us to do something. And thank you for asking, Nandi. I appreciate you greatly. All right? One love. Peace.